So here, at the end of last session, you guys were coming towards the farm field from Mundrick. Your guys' business here was that what previously happened was that you guys finished up the battle, and Mixo was scouring the battlefield and found out that his son had passed away. With regards of going back to Mundrick, he decided to take this information and bring it back to his family, which he reluctantly didn't tell them directly that he's still their father. He just very loosely gave the idea that he is also going to be grieving about this just as much as they will. It was also within town that you guys called the cultists crazy again in the church, I'm pretty sure, before leaving.
Well, I mean, aren't they?
I mean, yeah.
You guys got information that maybe All Dead's family, who was supposed to be dead, or has been claimed to be dead, might be the ones that you guys had saw going by the farm fields in the farmer's house between Evan and Mixo when you guys were in the caravan and escaped the goblins, where Evan got stabbed by a sword before. But as you guys
wounded.
Right. As you guys entered Mundrick again, you guys noticed that there was many more people defending themselves, getting prepared to fight off ratlings and invaders, and you guys felt like it was a good step in a good direction for them. It was from here that you guys got your cart together and got all your supplies that you needed and headed out back east towards Brigsenberg, but not before the horizon of the old farm that you guys had gone to came within view. I'm going to say that you guys are about another half an hour to an hour away on the cart. If there's anything you guys would like to do.
Mechanically, no.
Mm-hmm.
In character, I am doing everything I can to tune up my gear to try and just make it more efficient. Having gone through a pretty horrendous fight versus a giant monster and several opponents, there's some good combat data that I can use to hopefully make his shit work better.
Yeah.
You are also steering the cart.
Well, the way he works, most of it's in his head until it's implemented.
Okay.
Gertie can take over steering the cart if he wants to go in the back in the workshop.
Can you handle it? This horse is a little easy to scare sometimes. Maybe after handling with Dean, probably spooked it. See.
So if I can handle Dean, I'm sure this horse will be all right.
All right. Well, you're up then. Appreciate the break. Thank you.
She'll go up and switch out and take the reins.
All right. Gertie.
She'll just talk to it every once in a while. Like she'll just have a conversation with it.
Gertie, give me the animal handling check that Evan's been so good at.
Okay, here we fucking put them.
DC 11 to at least keep it straight.
Okay. Roll my actual dice. Not fucking around with these goddamn D&D dice. Or these.
I stand by D&D Beyond being rigged against the player.
Agreed.
But isn't it bought up by somebody else now? Like, didn't they take ownership?
Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, Wizards of the Coast own it now.
That's 14 plus 2, that's a 16, so there.
Because Wizard of the Coast wants you to pay for a new set of dice, and then it's weighted towards the 20s, whereas the default dice, it's like the slot machine that people don't ever hit on.
I was thinking the dollar store D&D dice that are obviously weighted.
Yeah.
Well, I got these for $1, son. They're $1 for a reason. You put those right back where you found them.
There's an air bubble sticking out the side.
This says it's a D20. It has 15 sides on it.
Don't know how that's possible.
It has 15 sides on it, and 4 of them are 1s.
Oh no!
But 2 of them are 20s.
I went to Gen Con this year. Instead of a 20, it had a 21 on it. So that way they could be like, oh yeah, you roll this dice and you show this to your DMs. Like, DM, I got a natural 21.
A blackjack.
Yeah, just a lot of blackjack. Okay. Gertie, you take the reins here. And you guys see the landscape is still like the empty farm fields. It's the long plains of fields that go across. And you guys can still see that the moon still hangs in the sky of its like blistering purple and green colors with the small little bursts of color that come off it every now and then. You guys still trek along following the old rugged stone. That's the pathway through. Inside the cart, is there anything you guys would like to be doing?
I am working on my arcane firearm.
Okay.
I.e., he is carving a stick.
Very much so.
Okay.
I just like the fact that there's firearms and everyone loves them, but mine doesn't misfire.
Mixo is gonna keep taking that short rest of his and just brooding in his bucket.
Say brooding in your bucket?
How big is
Yes.
the bucket?
Oh.
I mean, it was like a barrel
Okay.
that fish were in.
It's a big bucket.
The big bucket.
I'm gonna take a short rest too, just to heal it.
I gave you guys a short rest last time.
Yeah.
Still got 4
We have
hit points to gag again.
Yeah, you said you got really shitty rolls.
Yeah.
For the one person who needed it, you got garbage rolls.
I'm almost there, but it's like
Oh, okay.
not yet.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just playing my flute.
if
Not
shit
very
hits
well.
the fan,
Wrong
I could
music.
always summon the scarab and overshield everyone.
Okay. Yeah, they're all going to be within range.
Like, I'm not doing it now, but I'm saying if it goes down, I will.
Okay, so it's here, Gertie, that as the trolley becomes closer, within about 50 to 100 feet, you may have been close to here before, living close to Mundrick, but these were suppliers and people who had a good handle on farming, where it was they had the windmill, they had a full built farm for themselves, they had all kinds of livestock, they had all kinds of animals. They owned a large portion of the land that's around here for crops and settlings, but you see that there's no crops being grown at this time, and you don't really hear much noise coming from the buildings in general, where you would think there's always lots of livestock. And you'd imagine that this was a place where a lot of cows, a lot of pigs, a lot of chickens, a lot of turkeys, those kind of animals that get used to feed people, would make quite a bit of noise, especially during the hour of the day that it should be. But it seems like it's quiet and silent.
So, Gertie, before she went to the big city of Mundrick, or before she went to the big city, she was a farmer
Mm-hmm.
with her brother. So when you say that, like, there's nothing being grown in the fields, does it look like the fields have been raised, or does it look like the
Nobody's attending to it.
Okay, so like there are still crops there. It's just
It's all dry.
overgrown. Okay, it's right out.
It's all dry. It's not attended to. It's overgrown. There's lots of. It's becoming
They've been
swampy.
left there to go Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Are there any farmhouses nearby?
So when they crossed through the center of it, there's a. You guys are coming from the east to the west. So the first building that you'd be coming across, you'd see a large barn with one barn door wide open. Next to that is a 2-story household. Next to that is a windmill. On the other side of the pathway, to the south, is what seems to be like a wire fenced area for animals to roam free.
Okay.
And then there's also this newer area that you don't think fits in the picture, but there was a lot of tents, small tents. And where Evan and Mixo have been through here before, that's where the goblins came out of.
Okay.
329.
Gertie, you see anything?
Well, son, I see a whole lot of nothing, and that's sort of the problem. There should be a lot here. That there is a 2-story farmhouse. Somebody wouldn't get a fancy house like that unless they had been working this land for a long time, but it's just been abandoned. Either they fled or something came up and ate them or something.
Well, hope nothing came and ate him. No, I'm not gonna lie. I'd really like to shoot another one of those things. This is where I got stabbed, not too far from here.
That's like your map of like, oh hey, I got stabbed there.
Well, you remember where you get stabbed. I think that's it hasn't happened much in life, except for like the 12, 13, 15 times it might have happened previously.
So that's a lot more times than when normal people get stabbed. Are you okay?
Oh, well, I mean, some of it was self-inflicted when things didn't work out by mistake, when, you turn the wrong wrench and a piece just pops and goes flying, and next thing you know, you're bleeding. And you realize, don't turn that crank no more.
No.
You've also been fighting rat people for a long time. Like, we've been stabbed a lot.
Yeah, but not really. I mean, I'm talking about the last 3 days we've been fighting rats. Not gonna lie, the second I left Brigsenberg, life became a lot more violent. And, that was unexpected. And then we have that. But Gertie, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't heard you complain about that in the last 12 hours. You're doing good.
Well,
Was the moon moved at all, or is it just the same place? Like, Alex?
What?
Does the
The
moon?
moon, is it still in the same spot, or does it appear to have been moving closer?
It hangs in the sky in the same place. It encapsulates like 2/3 of the sky, but it just hangs in the sky there.
well, honey, after a while, you shop for so long and nobody does anything about it. You just get exhausted. Ain't no use in tiring yourself out over something that clearly nobody else gives two damn shits about,
That's true.
If it ain't bothering nobody, for both know as it may be, suppose ain't no use worrying about it now. Worry about it later when it's worth worrying about. Though I think it's worth worrying about it now. Well, Gertie's been wrong before. Not now. Not wrong right now. Let's make that clear. But
Are you sure?
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, just don't think about it. I think that's. Hey, Gromit, question for you: have you dealt a lot with goblins?
A little bit. Like, sometimes they bother weapons and stuff.
Well, I know you're more of the very sneaky type, and goblins are kind of sneaky. If you were here right now, where do you think they might be? Because I'm pretty confident that we're being watched. Those goblins.
I mean, if we're not being watched, they're doing an awfully good job of hiding.
Would I have an idea if, like, where they would be hiding? If I do? Because mostly I think Gromit's interaction with him was just selling the weapons and stuff.
Yeah, and you've been a very sewer-based creature.
Yeah.
Are there any signs of distress or struggle on the land?
I said you were 50 to 100 feet away. Would you
So many.
Would you like to trot
We should
into
be able to
town?
see- well,
Would you like to trot into the middle of the town?
Why not?
Oh, we've gone looking for trouble before.
Okay.
Be wrong
Uh,
about breaking out
I'm-
it now.
Totally holding my action like to the ready. The second I see a goblin, I'm going to summon a scarab.
You got it. So it's here that you guys bring the wagon through the center of town here. You can see that there's the big farm, like the storage house. And it's the first building you see. You can see that some of the wood paneling has been broken. You can see that the door is swung wide open to the barn. And there's no sounds coming from this entire, what seemingly is abandoned area. The smell of this place doesn't give you that naturistic farm essence around it. Very much you smell
Butts and dead people.
carcass and rotting kind of surrounds this area. You stop the caravan just outside of the house. You see that there's small flickers of lights in the top windows, but there's nobody who peers through them. And it's here that you get the trolley to stop. And basically, this is what the place looks like.
I'm just gonna look over to All Dead. Like, hey, All Dead. You don't happen to see anything that we wouldn't see around, would you?
Aldad looks at you and goes,
Minus Ghost Dad. Minus Ghost Dad.
"What is it that you wish to see?"
Well, I mean, this place just reeks of death. So,
Well,
is there any spirits or so that,
I do not see
might
through
have
your
to see.
eyes. I do not know what you can and cannot see.
Alright, well, valid. And I ignore the rest of them. I'm just like, that is done.
No,
Okay.
the spirits do not shroud the land here.
I look at the rest of the party. So, has anyone got a game plan for what we're trying to do here? Are we investigating? Or are we looking for what do we want to do here?
Well, we should at least see if we can find the lad's family. If not, then suppose he stays with Dean.
Dean's not with us.
Yeah.
Nope,
Oh, Dean's not with us. We left him behind.
We left
And
him in New Mundrick.
with the church.
He's gonna rebuild.
He's helping me build.
He's gonna use his carpentry skills.
You guys said that he
hammer.
should find a hammer. Yeah. It was very specific. You guys should find a hammer.
My God, Will actually managed to get rid of him, and he wasn't even here.
Yes, last week.
Yeah, it was last week.
I don't remember this at all, but that's fine.
To go into the house and check out
alcohol.
and see how long it's been since people were here. Try to Scooby-Doo for clues.
Oh, you want to go straight for the house?
Don't go on your own. I'm right behind.
Okay, there's, like I said, there's a house, there's a wood mill, there's a barn, there's the tents, and there's the wired fenced area.
Let's just try the house first, like she said.
Because that's where the
You gotta
light,
be sneaky.
right?
Yes.
As we're entering, Todd's gonna ask Ghost Dad to go ghost. And he's gonna
Oh, wait.
hold his action for some shocking grasp action.
Okay.
Actually,
Todd's,
you know what?
Todd's gonna ask Ghost Dad to go in the house through the walls invisibly and come back and tell us what he saw.
Yeah, that's a better idea.
No fun.
He's much more unique than the other guys.
I think while Will's here, he's gonna spend his, or Todd's not here, he's gonna spend his time being with All Dead, with Ghost Dad, actually.
Ghost Dad!
They're all gonna spend some time together.
Okay.
Coming to CW.
All
This fall.
right, fine.
Who's that?
Then we'll Scooby Doo through the house ourselves.
Kibosh this real quick.
Wait a second. I am going to snap my fingers and summon my cat with wings.
Cat appears.
And I'm going to just sit down in the cart and look through its eyes and ears and have it just flutter up and look through the window.
Up at the top story window with the little light?
Yeah, with whatever light that he can see.
Okay. You see that the cat flutters up. There's 2 windows, one to the east and one to the west of the part of the building here. Which one would you like to go to?
Let's go east.
Okay. You go to the eastern window, and where it has a bit of a mist and a fog to it, the cat takes the quick look and can see that there's a candle flicker into this room. As you can see that there's a large size bed in this room, a bedside table. You can see that it's well put together. And the light is pretty dim within, and you can see that somebody is sitting upright on the bed, but there's nobody else in the room here. Everything seems very still and also quiet. This person has their back towards you.
Is there a windowsill? Like something that the cat could perch on?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to have it just flutter and land on the window so it's like facing with the window.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use its claws to just kind of tap on the window and see if it gets a reaction from whatever's inside.
Taps on the window, and you can see that a woman turns from the seat, from being on the bed, as she slowly gets up and goes to the window to see to the cat here. And eye to
We're on
eye.
the second story.
Eye to eye here, she can see it as she wipes away some of the fog on the window. You can see the gesture because you can't hear anything that she says, but she brings a single finger up to her lips.
It's going to kind of just head nod and then kind of try and gesture to look down. Like somehow, like it's going to take its head and just, you know what? It would be very hard for it to gesture that as a cat. I'm just seeing it would not translate. So I'm just going to leave it there, and it's going to purr very softly as I go back to Evan.
Okay.
And I'm just be like, okay, so there's a woman. She appears to be human upstairs, and she cautioned the cat to be very quiet. She wants
Wow.
to be surrounded.
Did the
Surrounded or in some sort
Right?
of danger.
The real question is, do you guys think we could take on whatever might come our way? Or do you
Probably
think
not.
we should prepare to vacate if we have to?
Look at Todd and Aldhead and say, keep the wagon running. And by the wagon running, I mean the horses at the ready.
Alded nods his head and he goes, "If this steed dies, I will give us a new one."
I don't know how he would do that, but I'll accept that answer. That you do that, kid. Let's go, and then let's just kind of like try and pile up to go inside the house that clearly has a woman inside. And I caution us to be very quiet.
Okay. Is this all correct?
Everyone willing to
Yep.
come?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Okay. So as you guys leave out of the caravan here, I'd either like you to give me a perception or a stealth, depending if you want to be more observant or more observant on yourself being quiet.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a perception.
I'm focused on the door, so I'm just gonna. Even though I probably have a better perception, I'm gonna roll a stealth check.
Okay.
So I rolled a nat 20, and I'm gonna clip this and post it in chat.
Nice.
And I rolled a nat 13 plus 2. Stealth.
And this is for perception or for stealth?
You can do perception if you're looking around, and you can do stealth if you're putting more energy on yourself to being stealthy.
Yeah, I think in this particular instance, slime wizard is absolutely looking for a fight.
I can't believe like you used the dice roller and got a 20.
Right? That's why I took a screen cap of it.
That's a rare moment.
You're just talking shit.
That's truly it's a sub 5%. They lie.
Wait. Where did you get that dice set?
Just a perk for me being subscribed.
Oh, so you paid for it.
You paid for it.
Well, yes, I guess technically.
Ace and point. I mean,
it doesn't get much more empirical than that.
Oh, that's funny. Imagine the free dice just don't have a 20 on it. It's just two 19s.
No, it just got the letter B. And you only see it in passing. It never pops up.
No, the 20 is just please roll again.
Yeah, exactly. Try again.
Try again.
Try again. Try again next time.
Just
So I rolled for perception, and I've got a -1 perception.
okay.
And I rolled a...
Yeah, you got an absolute flat 0.
Yeah.
Cool.
The gods get the way, apparently.
Gertie notices that there's a cart that you guys just came from.
Her eyes have been closed. If I can't see them, they can't see me.
Yeah.
Gertie notices the cat on the windowsill.
Aw,
Yeah, cat.
what? Guys, I found a cat.
Oh, great. You say that out loud. Okay.
No.
So Connor.
I rolled a dirty 20 for stealth.
All right, Connor got a dirty 20 on stealth. And Evan, what did you do? Stealth?
Natural 15 on. Oh, well, no, I'm sorry. Natural 13 plus 2 for stealth.
Okay. So for the perception checks, you see that Gertie is kind of looking around the building and sees the cat and points it out and says that she finds a cat out loud. It's here that Evan and Gromit take a very quiet approach to the door and really come up to the building's wall here and get ready to like go in through the double set doors. Mikso, you're out between the carriage and the building here and take a look around. Your sense of smell seems heightened. Your hearing seems heightened as you focus your gaze around the building and around your surroundings. It's the barn that makes the slightest amount of noise. You can hear the senses of what you think you saw before. The sounds of a pig come from the barn. You look back at the household here, and you can see that woman at the glass looking down at all of you. And in the moment that she sees you all, she presses that same finger to her lips. Once again, giving you a sign. You look back across the field here and see to the wired fence where you think that animals used to roam free, where it's been no longer taken care of. A lot of it's tilled up dirt. But amongst the dirt, what is there? Remains of animals? Is that foul smell? Pigs, chickens, turkeys, even cows toppled over. Remains. Just left. What could all this mean? From the windmill even. The sense of there's a heavier smell that comes from the windmill as well, but you're not able to see inside it from here. As Gertie puts her hand up and points towards the cat and says, "Hey guys, there's a cat." You hear that single sound of that pig like really perk up as the barn door flings open. And you're the first to notice this. you can see a bipedal humanoid pig wielding like a cleaver spots all of you and begins to run towards you guys.
As soon as I see it, I'm gonna shout at the top of my lungs. It's that pig!
So it's like, everyone roll initiative.
Oh my gosh. Rolling initiative against a fucking pig?
It's like a humanoid
man, bear
bipedal
pig.
pig.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
Do I get to pop my scarab?
25.
So you're not gonna believe this.
You said
But I rolled
Another.
15
You know what? You're
plus
right. I did say goblin.
you said goblin.
Okay. Okay.
Fair
This is
play.
Moblin from Lord.
Fair play.
It's just man bear pig. We're gonna be alright. I rolled a 21, 15 plus 6.
Motherfucker. 14 for Gertie.
A 9 for Evan.
And Mixo, you got a
21, 15 plus 6.
Are we calling him Mixo still, or is it Sir Nicholas?
I could say
You
Sir
can
Nicholas.
call me
That's
whatever.
fine. Alright.
Don't fall late for dinner.
Either way.
Alright.
Either way.
Gromit, you are stealthed against the wall, and it has not noticed you. What would you like to do? As it screams out into the field here,
How far away is it?
it's a 60 feet.
60 feet. I can hit him with crossbow. Wait. Oops. Crossbow, 80 feet. Yep.
Sure.
But first I'm going to use my bonus action to hex him.
Okay.
Yeah, 90 feet. Okay, I hex him.
Okay.
I'll give him a disadvantage on strength.
Okay.
checks. Oh, wait. Ability checks.
Hi, man.
No, hold on with that.
No, that's fine.
No, that's the right
fine.
one.
That's the right one. That's the right one.
Okay. Alright. And then I'm going to shoot.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Started fire. Oh, miss.
Fire. Miss. 16.
Another fire. Another
That-
fire.
that hits
Fire
him.
both times.
That hits him.
That hits him.
Okay, so I need 1d6. 1d8. Fire for miss. Fire again, miss.
And a fire. And a fire. And a miss. I missed both times.
Yeah, but okay, so that's 6 piercing damage, and then
The sneak
5
attacks.
necrotic damage,
Okay.
and then because it's a poison dart, he has to do his con save.
It's advantage against poison. Both of those were 8s. Con save.
Let me just find a
Plus 8.
racial trait.
16?
DC 12 Constitution. He has a
Okay.
so 16.
Yeah.
So we got a 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't.
Do I have Do I have any chronal shit?
that was a sneak attack too, right?
Yep.
Oh, so I got another D6 for my sneak attack.
Okay.
I didn't do sneak attack.
I wouldn't waste it there, Caleb.
Okay. I'll hang on to it.
Okay, so 6 for sneak attack, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 17 altogether.
17 sneak attack?
No, that's all together.
Oh, okay, okay.
I got a 6 for my sneak attack,
Okay.
5 for the necrotic damage, 3 plus the 3 for the piercing for the crossbow.
Okay. Mixo, you're up.
Okay. How far away is he? I'm gonna run up.
60 feet.
60 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna run up
Okay.
and try and grapple him.
You can run 60 feet?
No, I can't. Never mind. Okay. So instead, I'm going to firebolt at this man.
Man pig?
Man bear pig. Does a 9 plus Does 16 hit?
16 does hit.
Okay, 2d10. Total of 7 damage.
Okay.
7 fire.
7 fire. Is that all you'd like to do?
Yep.
Okay. So the pig's turn. This pig-like humanoid runs on its 2 feet, dragging this like cleaver on the ground. Seems to be about 6 feet tall. It could be like the height of some of you guys. As it runs into the middle of the field here, towards you guys, towards the house, at 30 feet away with its action, it is going to do its scream. As it does its horrific pig scream, I need everybody within 30 feet, which is the rest of you, to make me a DC 13 Constitution saving throw, or be feared.
Con save. A con save?
Mm-hmm.
My
Con.
God.
A con save, I say.
13 plus 3 is 16.
Okay.
I got a 5, so I'm running.
I have the brave trait, and I have advantage on saving throws against being frightened.
You got it. So give me an advantage roll.
Come on. That is a 20, sir.
Okay. So Gromit is the only one here. It is a... That's our third nat 20.
Yeah. Only good things, baby.
Okay. So it is only Gromit that fears this creature, where it's maybe the unknown of this thing just begins to put the petrification inside his blood. So Gromit, you become feared of this creature. Next in the initiative is Gertie. It is 30 feet away.
That just means you can't move towards it, and you have disadvantage on attacks when you have it within sight.
Okay.
And it also might do things to you.
Is there any way I can shake it off, like if I roll, or do I have to just be frightened? Like on my turn.
It's based off the creature, and a lot of the times you just have to break line of sight for a minute.
That's no help.
So it's 30 feet away.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to run towards it.
Okay. You get within combat range.
Yes. And I have, with the assassinate trait, I have advantage on attack rolls against a creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet.
It has taken its turn.
Oh, balls. Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Gertie, as you get close to it, you can see that the snout on this creature, you can see that lots of like dribble is around its mouth. You can see that it didn't have its face in like a bunch of slop. It seems like it's guts or flesh that is that dripping from its mouth.
Oh, it ate people. Oh, gross.
That makes sense for a pig.
Yeah, and it doesn't make it a cannibal if it's not a human.
Yeah. If it's a werepig, he's just a werepig. That's just how he do.
Werepig.
Look, if he's a wereman bear pig, that's how he do.
He's gonna use the Okay, she's gonna attack this thing, this nasty ass thing, with her right here.
You got it.
So that's a 16 plus 7 to hit. I can only assume that hits.
That hits. You can see that he's got a burn mark on him, and he's got an arrow jolted into him.
Gross.
Well, that was from you guys.
It's still gross. Doesn't make it less gross. That's a 3 + 4, so that's 7 points of damage.
Okay. He is looking in terrible condition.
Great. And then
What's 2d6 now? Shit. Oh well, whatever. Next time.
what's 2d6?
His
My
back.
sneak attack's now 2d6, so I should have rolled with another 6, but whatever.
Boo. And then she has 2 weapon fighting.
So you can make the offhand attack.
Yes.
Okay.
That's with a melee weapon.
Yep.
Right? Okay.
I remember all this. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And then she'll use the... Okay. Okay. And that's 13 + 2. That's a 15 to hit with the Morning Star.
15 just hits.
Ooh. Okay. And then it's a D8 + 2. 2 + 2 is 4 points of damage.
Gertie, with a Morning Star, how do you want to finish this pig mutation?
Looking at this nasty ass thing, she's gonna see the effect that it took on her friend and scared it. And just be like, oh, well, hell, no friend of mine's gonna be scared of some big dumb farm animal. And she's gonna go up and just like gut it like a pig, because it is a pig.
The one blade goes into its stomach and the next one clocks it in the head. As it spins around and lays flat into the dirt, it just lets out one last squeal of as it hits the floor in its cold, dead body. And Gromit, your fear condition goes down as the creature is dead.
So it's down or gone?
It's dead.
She's just gonna from it and just be like, now see, when I know you're not used to it, but if you come out on a farm now, damn it, you can't let the animals know you're afraid of them or they will fucking kill you.
What the hell was that?
To be fair, that's not a normal pig.
What? No,
Animal-
what the hell is that?
That was no.
Animal farm, ain't it?
This is
Look,
gross.
Gertie, you good old bird. That's like no pig I've ever fucking seen. I don't know how you can be calm just looking at it.
Are you guys wishing to go investigate it?
I am looking around to make sure we're not getting swarmed by these things.
Okay. You can give me an active perception check. Are any of the rest of you going to go and inspect this creature, or would you guys like to just move on?
Yeah,
That's a creature.
It's here that you can see that this naked-bodied creature, as you flip it over, it has like these deep and blackened eyes that there just seems to be no sense of real perceptive life in it. You can see what I said before about its mouth that has the dribble and the guts that hang out of it. A lot of its teeth have gone flat from probably chewing through bones. It's here that the snout is just disgusting and just clogged with guts, as if it was just piling its face into something. It's just a merge between a human and a pig, where it's got the hands to grip, but it's got long nails that go and jut out at the end of its fingers that clasped around this cleaver. It's got feet that resemble human feet, but its skin is much tougher than a regular human's. You can feel it. It's denser. It's tougher. And even this creature has a small tail to it. But in general, especially by the face of it, resembles a pig.
Is it wearing any clothes?
No.
Okay, it's butt-ass naked.
But
Definitely have a purity moment here.
I want to investigate where I saw it come out of.
that would be the barn.
Yeah. I wanna prepare an acid splash and like point at the barn and like silently motion I'm heading that way, and then head over to check out the barn.
Okay. Evan, what did you get for the perception roll?
22.
Very good. As you begin to look around, you begin to start inspecting the same kind of things that maybe Sir Nicholas saw. You saw that there's heaps of dead animal out in the field at the wire. You can see that the same flickers in the windows. And you see the tracks that are around this area. As you look at the feet of the creature where it's barefooted, huh? You see that there are a lot of steps. Yeah. You see there's lots of steps of humanoid feet. And then every now and then there's like a big footprint. A big couple of footprints that go together that lead towards the windmill.
Oh, okay. So,
Footprints that are bigger than its?
Bigger than the pig? Yes, for sure.
Okay, so there's other shit here.
It's almost like a big paw print.
A long rest for day.
okay.
Paw print.
I look around and I tell I was like, careful guys, there's definitely more than just this one. And I just like do this little deal and point to the tracks that I found and it's like those whatever made those probably pretty big.
Like Lord of Hunger big?
No, I hope not. I don't think so.
Not Lord of Hunger big. No. That's like yeah.
Like compared to a human footprint.
2 to 3 times.
Sure.
So it's bigger than a bread box.
2 to 3 times bigger than a regular foot.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Those ones lead towards the windmill. There's lots of these types of footprints that lead in and out of the building here and the barn.
Is the windmill open or is the door closed?
The windmill.
I don't see anything else in the barn.
I'm just describing like the outside landscape here. Not that anybody's gone to those areas yet at all. The barn door is open, and the windmill door is wide open.
But even after like our little scuffle and the pig making horrendous noises, doesn't seem to be any other activity. Nothing reacted to it.
No.
Shadows that we could tell.
No.
Okay. Well, so Nicholas, you want to? I'll go with you to check out the barn. I think we should all stick together though.
Oh, let's split the party.
I think we should stick together, and I really think that our boys should keep the cart ready to go at a moment's notice.
I'm going to, just because I'm on the side of caution in this one, I'm going to summon my scarab now.
Okay.
And everybody gather close. I'm going to give everybody 12 hit points.
12 maximum hit points go onto a temporary pool for you guys.
Yeah. And that was a natural 8 plus 4.
Very good. So you guys are going to the barn.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards the barn.
Okay. You guys follow the cobblestone back towards the west side here. As you guys go to the large barn door that has been swung open to the inside, you can smell this foul stench from the inside, where it is all dark within inside. There's no light, there is no candles, there's no torches. It's just dark, and only the glimmer from outside peers through the front door, and maybe a few of the broken bits on the outside of the walls. Some little bits of gleaming moonlight go through. But right at the base of the door here, you can hear deep within the sound of munching and grinding. You can hear the slop of lips smacking and the swallowing of something thick and grotesque.
I'm trying to eat chips here.
Please don't hit me, but I'm going to tap my forehead and like a little light lights up for 5 feet of light with an additional 5 feet of dim light.
So 10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet.
What is the spell?
It's just my tinkering.
Okay.
Magical tinkering.
Okay. It's here that the barn's pretty big. It's a big open area, but for 10 feet, you can't see anything past it quite yet.
Okay. Yep. You guys hear that?
I hate to be that guy, but does it interfere with my dark vision? Does this appear to be like some sort of magical darkness?
No, it doesn't. I just know that two of you don't have dark vision.
Nope.
So that's why I'm like I'm processing the fact that it's really dark in there.
Mm-hmm.
So within through the dark vision in 60 feet, you can see that there's beam posts that hold up parts of the scaffolding here. You can see that there's beams. You can see that there's some spots where like you would head straight in, and it's like a straight path, and each to the left and the right hand side seems to be like little barn like little areas that would keep farm animals, with like a swinging door, or like a latch, like a stall. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't get the word. Yeah, with like
the word.
Yeah, so like a little area in each of them, and there seems to be 6 of them, but it seems like right around one of the 2 middle ones, you can hear that slopping sound.
I have a question. Do I see a second door to this barn?
No.
Okay. Does the door to this barn have a lock?
It's getting a little beat up. It could close, but no lock.
All right. Do you guys want to just bum rush in and fight it, or do you want it to burn down a fucking barn?
I'd rather not burn down the barn.
Yeah, I also want to know if there are any other, because I mean it's a 2-story house. It's possible that all of the people were eaten, but it's also possible that there might be people alive and just unconscious in here.
That's true. That's true.
And being eaten alive.
You guys went to the barn. You guys didn't go to the house.
So,
Yeah.
are any of these stalls open
3 of
that
them.
I can see?
3
Three
of
of
them.
them are open.
Yeah.
All on the same side?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to like tap Evan and go, Evan, and very quietly whisper, Evan, 3 on that side. All open. You get the one closest to the door. I'll go further in and get the last. And I want to kind of like try and sneak my way to the very last stall.
Okay. And I'll do the same to try and make my way. Wait, and I just gotta. Should I kill the light on my head? Because I won't be able to see shit without it. I'm not like you.
Let me go first. I'll go first. You leave your light on. You need it.
Okay.
Only.
And I'm gonna try and sneak. I'm gonna try and sneak to the last stall.
Okay, is anybody else going to join Sir Nicholas on going past the first 2 stalls to the last stall? Or
I'm gonna follow him until I get to the first stall and then stop.
okay. Anybody else?
How far into it is the stalls?
About 15 feet.
Okay. I just tell everyone, it's like, if you want the shield, you gotta be within 10 feet of me. Because I got a big... it's a scarab that's sitting on my back.
I guess I'll sneak with Evan. That's another your 20. For sneak.
Okay.
Oh, for roll
14 plus
stealth.
6.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a total of 6. 6 for stealth.
Okay. Mikso, what did you get for your stealth? Okay,
I got a 19 plus 3.
pretty good. Gertie, you going in?
Yeah, but she's gonna go to one of the stall doors that isn't being covered.
The second one, then.
Yeah, second one I'll take.
Okay. Did you roll stealth?
Rolling now.
Okay.
Okay, that's an 8.
Brilliant. You guys, I think as a group, failed.
Yep.
It's funny, huh?
You know,
I think if
you
you
put all
like,
this trash on the ground. Why am I stepping on all the trash?
it's not the trash that you step in, Evan. You begin to walk through, as you find yourself trying to walk and guide yourself through the darkness, even with the light. Your foot kind of sinks in what was sturdy dirt for a moment as your foot presses in, and you look down really quick. As you bring your foot back up, it seems like you stepped into the middle of some kind of dead carcass, just tossed about. The sloshing sound and the squish of your boot that went straight into it. You get to the stall, and in that moment, that light goes into the stall, and in there you can see the hunched over creature, a pig, feeding on some kind of dead animal, some kind of bird of some kind. It looks back quickly over its shoulder, and its light reflects off its dark black eyes. Mixo, as you begin to try to stealth across the other sections, and Gertie, you go along, the second stall has 2 pigs almost pulling something apart by their mouths.
Oh shit.
As they both look over in the darkness as well, they all let go of what they were after and begin to squeal and scream.
Did I surprise them?
Everybody, roll initiative.
Did I surprise them?
With what?
They seem surprised.
I got another dirty 20.
They're all just saying, they're all screaming happy birthday surprise.
I rolled a 16. Oh, I got a 16 total. I mean,
Okay, hold on.
14 plus 2.
16. Grommet
8.
is a 20. Gertie,
Gertie got an 18.
18. And Mixo.
19, 13 plus 6.
Okay, first up, Grommet.
I stab.
He closes the door and burns the bar down.
Get from the outside.
with all your friends in it.
I know you can make it out. This was the plan all along. No. Okay, I'm gonna stab you with my rapier.
Okay, you see one of the pigs in the door in the first chamber here. You're there with Evan, and you go to lunge inside and take a stab. Go for it.
17? Yeah, 17.
That hits.
That hits. Okay. 1d8 plus 3 plus. There's no other one around plus 5 feet, right?
No, there's only one inside of this first stall.
Okay, so I get my sneak attack on that one too.
Okay.
Alright, 6, 5, 8, 4, 7. And then Constitution saving roll.
Okay, they have advantage on it. An 18 plus 6. Yeah, they passed. 24. How much damage did you get total?
Rapier, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 damage.
Okay.
And then a bonus action to attack him with my knife now.
You got it. My favorite knife.
Dagger.
Okay.
15.
15 just hits.
Oh, good. Dagger, D4 plus 3. Where are my D4s? 5,
Okay.
and then Constitution saving roll.
13?
That just makes it hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to write here that Gertie and Mixo are together at the second stall. Evan is at the front of the first stall, and Gromit went.
Scares the shit out of me again.
Gromit went into the first stall. Okay. So now it is pig number 3's turn, where Gertie and Sir Nicholas can see the two pigs that are fighting over some kind of bird creature here. It releases it from its mouth, and it's going to run up, and I'm going to make a 50-50 chance at who it attacks. 1 to 10 is Gertie. 11 and up is Mixo. I got a 7. So Gertie, this thing takes out this, like, just drags this cleaver with it on the ground and just rings it up over its head and is going to try to bring it down on you.
Oh.
Okay. Has a +7 to hit. 14 plus 7. That hits.
Yeah, I guess.
5.
I have uncanny dodge.
So you'll take half the damage.
Yes.
So the first attack here gives you 9 points of damage. So you take 4.
Okay.
And it's going to make its second attack. So +7. And that's a 7. So 14.
14 does not hit.
As it swings and cleaves into you quickly, but you begin to... You lunge to the side and ensure that the blade doesn't make a clean cut. As it swings again, you duck under it really quickly. It is here that...
You just see sparks because it's overshield.
Sir Nicholas, it is your turn.
Okay. I am... How much bigger than me is this creature?
I said it's about 6 feet, so it's standard
About
size.
About 8.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to grab it
Okay.
and just take up whatever entranceway there is here.
Okay.
So I have advantage, and I get
Got a
a
fif-
16 plus 8.
I got a 15 plus 7, so
Yeah.
you grapple this one pig.
And I'm just gonna shove him backwards. So Gertie can get in here and stab things.
Nice.
Okay. So you take a nice good hold on this creature here. And then Gertie, it is your turn.
Gertie's gonna go after this this well-hugged monstrosity. Nasty ass. And she's gonna come after it with the rapier.
Okay, you can do so with advantage as it is grappled.
Great.
Stab him in the butt.
I'm gonna get him. Okay.
Stab him in the...
That's a 15 plus 7 to hit. I assume that hits.
Definitely hits.
Lovely, lovely. And then that's 6 plus 4, that's 10 points of damage for the
Why?
What?
Hold on. How much damage? I'm sorry.
10?
Okay.
The 6 plus 4.
Okay. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry. Hold on.
I'm concerned. I'm heckin' concerned.
Six through.
Don't forget, Kelly, the 4 hit points you've taken, that was just temporary hit points that were taken.
Oh, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Everybody had 12 at the start of combat.
Bless, thank you. Definitely did not remember that.
Well, you got 8 left. Dang, I just wasted a nat 20.
Don't you hate that?
Sometimes. And then I got... Out of 3 rolls, I rolled 2 nat 20s. That's what I hate. I gotta stop rolling, otherwise I'll just keep wasting them. Although, I still stand by the rule that if you ever roll a nat 20, you should roll it again, because the chances of rolling 2 nat 20s in a row are pretty low.
Confirming crits.
Mm-hmm.
To-
Yeah,
to-
I
to be
remember
fair to
3.5.
fifth
Man,
To be
you
fair,
had to do it third.
To be fair, in 5th edition, it's actually more difficult to crit.
Why?
Why?
In third edition, all you had to do was roll over 10 over their AC.
No, in 3rd edition, you had to roll a 20, and then once you had to roll again. You had to roll another die, another d20, and if you hit them, then it counts as a crit. But if you miss them on the second one, then
I
it's a
might be
normal
thinking
hit.
Pathfinder rules.
Probably.
I might be thinking Pathfinder rules.
Yeah, you had to roll a d20, and then if you hit them on a 20, that's the crit potential. You had to re-roll, and if you hit them again, then it's a crit. But if you miss on the second roll, then it was just a normal hit the first one.
Jeez.
I remember it being cheated out of so many crits because of nat 20s followed by nat 3s, nat 1s, nat 4s. Like, what? Son of a bitch. That was back when we had a Vorpal sword in the party. So that's what made nat 9 crits a lot more deadly for that, because a Vorpal just killed you, cut your head off.
Yeah, and weapons had individual critical hit modifiers too.
Yes, it would say this hits on a 19. Crits on a 19.
Or some of them did bonus damage, like had additional dice they would roll.
Okay, I'm back.
And
Sorry.
still, there was +6 weapons. Then again, the really higher level monsters were adding +35 to their fucking attack rolls. But...
Jesus.
So, Gertie, you took your first attack against the pig creature.
Yes.
Okay.
Hit for 10.
And sorry, I was just looking something up. I realized I fucked something up on my character sheet.
Okay.
Okay. And then she's gonna go after it again with her
Okay.
her other melee weapon.
Okay.
And do I get advantage on this as well because it's
Still grappled? Yes, but you don't get sneak attack twice.
I didn't get sneak attack the first time, did I?
You should,
You
because
have
it's with advantage.
you
Yeah.
should've.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Well then, in that case, he gets 3d6 more damage hit to that boy.
To the first one.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, to the first one.
Okay. What are we looking at?
Sorry, I always forget which one the d6 is. So it takes me a second to find it.
The regular dice.
Looks like a normal fucking dice.
Yes.
I was about to say, you forget which one the normal fucking Monopoly dice is.
Yeah!
the dice that every game uses. The objectively superior dice.
That's that's 9 points of damage with the sneak attack.
Okay.
Like the sneak attack is 9 points.
Okay.
Okay, and then for the second one, that's a 16 plus 7 to hit. I can only assume that hits.
Yep, that definitely hits. 23. Yep.
Great. Okay, and then it's a... Or no, I'm sorry, that was the rapier. So it's 16 plus 2 to hit, but still, I assume it hits.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, and then... Oh, that's not the right fucking dice. Okay, D8 plus 2, so that's 7 points of damage from the Morning Star.
Okay, cool. He is not liking that very much.
Good, fuck that guy.
Okay. And then it is pig number 1's turn, the one that's with you, Gromit. As it reeks its head up and is going to do its petrifying scream. Everybody within 30 feet, which is everybody, needs to make a con saving throw or else be feared by these creatures.
Does this apply to the other creatures?
No,
Damn.
they are immune to fear.
That
They never
20 plus 3?
never back down.
Another guy's one. I got blackjack. 21.
Yay.
He's not feared this time.
He took your advice to heart.
Yeah.
got a dirty 20. No, actually, I take that back. I got a 23. I'm proficient in con save.
My god, so you and I both rolled 23s?
Yep.
Dirty, what'd you
19 on the
get?
die plus 4.
I got a 10 with my advantage.
You are feared. You have the fear condition.
Others fear me?
Hmm?
Others fear me?
Nope. One doesn't like you, but the other ones do not have fear.
What else is new?
Yeah, that replaces one of his attacks, so then his other attack is going to go down on Gromit here. He's going to make the cleaver attack. As a 13 plus 7, a dirty 20.
That does it.
Okay. Ooh, 4, 1, plus 4. You take 8 points of slashing damage.
Can you cut
It's almost on my
dodge?
test though. Not yet. Because I have one level in bird next time.
Okay.
Okay. From there, it is Evan's turn.
Speaking of, I should use that bardic inspiration sometime.
So one's been hit by Gromit and one's been hit by Gertie.
Yes.
I'm just gonna shoot the one that Gromit hit. I'm assuming that's the one that's attacking Gromit.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna shoot it with a firebolt.
You got it.
Oh, I don't know if that's gonna hit. 14.
14 does not hit.
I hope I don't hit anything flammable on the other side of the wall.
No, the spell just kind of fizzles out as it goes by it.
But it does catch things that's on fire. Just point that out in the future in case you ever need it.
Okay.
But yeah, I miss. And then bonus action, I'm going to pop up a scarab, 10 hit points. That's only 2 on die, so 6.
Up
Yeah,
to
I'm gonna
6.
keep my 12.
Yep. Up to
Yeah,
6. Okay.
Yeah, so Gromit, you're at 6 temp hit points.
Okay. Top of the
Ready
initiative.
for 6?
No, up to 6.
Oh,
Yeah, if you were lower than 6, you've got 6.
okay.
Gromit, top of the
Dirty,
initiative.
yeah.
Oh no, pig number 2 is the last in the initiative.
Pig dos.
Pig number
Oh.
2.
The one I'm grappling?
That's pig number 3.
Oh.
Oh, boo.
Pig number 2 was the other one that it was pulling the bird apart with, as it drops it out of its mouth, and is going to run up. And this time, the other one tried to slash at Gertie. This one sees that Mixo is grappling his friend, and is going to make slashes with the cleaver against you. All right, there, Mixo.
Yeah, bring it.
All right. Nat 20.
Yeah, about that. Chronal Shift.
Oh shit.
Alright. That's a 19.
That'll still hit, but at least it's not a crit.
Right. Hot damn. That's 16 points of damage. 16 points of slashing damage as the cleaver comes down on you.
Damn, I'm at.
And it's going to make its second attack, second cleaver attack. That's an 18 on the dice plus 7. 25.
Okay.
That's a 2 and a 10 plus 4. Another 16.
Rough. I just see my shield, like, just destroy itself as it tries its damnedest to keep me so alive, and I just see a chunk of his plasmoid blood go flying. Like,
The
oh
the pig squeals and grips the blade with two hands as it slices down into the slime that's carrying his friend along here. Next in the initiative, though, is Gromit.
All right. Let's keep this attack going.
Okay.
Regular. Slashy.
Slashy, slashy.
15 plus 6, blackjack.
That hits.
Okay. Get this. Because there's no one else within 5 feet besides me and him.
Right.
Okay, so I got my sneak attack again.
Okay.
Because I'm a swashbuckler. D8. Oh, that's shit. So 1 plus 3, 4. So 6 plus 4.
10.
And then the Constitution save.
Con save plus 8. 16 and 16. 2 16s.
Okay.
So
the first one was shit. That's only 6. 8,
10.
10 points there.
Okay.
10.
Didn't like that. Not looking very good.
Okay. And then I'm just going to keep going blow for blow.
Okay.
Yep. Stab him. Stab him again. That is where it's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19 hits.
18. That's D4. That's 3. 2. 5. 5 damage.
He looks like he's on his last leg, but he's still standing.
He's still standing there.
3, 4, 5. And then the con save. He's probably going to pass that again.
Right. Con save, nat 20, and an 11.
Okay.
He passed it.
Okay. That's all I can do right now.
All right, and then it is pig number 3's turn. He's currently being grappled at this time. He's going to spend one action to do the deafening scream. So everybody needs to make a con saving throw or be frightened.
I'm already frightened.
19.
7.
Oh.
Sir Nicholas?
15 plus 3, 18.
Okay. Evan and Gertie are now currently frightened. The creature is going to take its second attack because it is grappled, but it does so with disadvantage. Is that correct?
I believe so.
No, it just has its movement reduced to 0 if it's grappled. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Okay,
It's not restrained.
that's right. Yeah. So it's going to take the attack on you, Sir Nicholas. That is a 9 on the dice plus 7, 16.
A 16 just hits me.
Oh, man. Here we go. Hot damn. You take 15 points of slashing damage on that one.
What happened? We were doing so well.
And then from there, it is Sir Nicholas's turn. You have a grapple.
Okay, I'm hanging on to him.
Okay. He doesn't look very good. I'll tell you that. He not that he's charming or anything.
I guess I'm gonna try and go for a kill here to just reduce the number of enemies. I'm gonna do a acid splash, which is dex save which I believe grapple gives you disadvantage.
Mad disadvantage. Yep. Okay. Dex save is only a +3. 13 plus 3?
A 13 plus.
The other one was a 16.
Yeah, that passes. Unfortunately.
Does he take anything?
Nope. It's a saber suck.
Do you have a bonus action to do anything?
Nope. I don't have any bonus action spells.
Okay. Gertie, it is your turn, and you are feared. You must use your action to run.
No.
Wait, I have to. I thought it was just disadvantage on attack
Yeah,
roll.
and you can't move towards it. You just can't move towards the target. And
It says,
Oh, I thought you had to run away. Oh, okay.
Accident rolls while the source of the fear is within line of sight.
Okay.
Creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear.
Okay.
I don't run from it, but I can't run towards it.
Okay. There you go.
But it's still being grappled, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, she's gonna try to work through her fear with violence.
Okay. So you have to do.
What else needs to do?
You're doing so with straight roll, so you don't get sneak attack. It's just a straight roll now.
Yeah.
the
Okay.
math is in your favor.
Okay. Come on, Math. Be my friend. Be my friend, Math. Math wasn't super my friend. Let me see. Plus 7 with the rapier. So that's a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit it.
Balls.
It's tough, thickened armor takes the first slash as it doesn't go through.
Okay. So, the second weapon attack. Come on. Come on, Math. Be a bro. Motherfucker. I got a natural 1 on that.
As the darkness changes its perceptible, as Ron turns his head to look at the creature in the dark, you get left in the darkness and begin to swing blindly at this creature. As your fear begins to take over, you begin to swing wildly. As your natural 1 here, you go to strike the pig and miss, and your blade drops on the ground in the darkness.
Okay. But I didn't hurt anybody. That's what's important.
Don't really know if you hurt anybody. The only thing you know is that you can hear the squeals that were so close and the munching sounds in the dark right next to you.
She just goes, son of a bitch!
Next, the initiative is pig number 1. That is the one that's fighting you, Gromit. It is going... It just looks at you with its darkened eyes, and it's going to take its first attack against you. Oh no! That's a natural 1. I rolled with the gold dice. You see that it takes the cleaver, and it misses, and it plummets into the ground here as the blade snaps in half.
Nice.
You see that its cleaver breaks as its next action is going to release a petrifying scream, and anybody who's not frightened needs to make a con saving throw. DC 13.
Another good
I'm
one.
already afraid.
Another 19 plus 2.
You're going to anyway.
11 plus.
Gromit is not scared of you. Not these pigs.
I would have rolled an 8.
Still scared.
Still scared.
11 plus 4.
Oh, just makes it 15. It was a DC 13, so yeah. It does, no more fear is added. From here, it is Evan. It's your turn. You still have the fear condition.
Oh shit, guys. Still just try and take a shot, even though I cannot aim straight. My helmet's not lining up, and I almost pissed my pants. I swear. Okay, so it's a 12 on the die. second roll. That's a 19 on the die.
Okay.
So 21.
No, you take the second one.
Yeah, 12 plus 9.
That hits.
Obviously, I'm attacking the one Gromit's fighting.
Yep.
That'll be for 15 points of fire damage.
Ooh. Evan, how do you want to do this?
I just like to believe, like I said, my helmet's not lining up, but I'm just like praying that I don't shoot Gromit.
Yeah, as its blade sinks into the ground, it reeks up in the air to make that noise again. You take the shot. You see that the firebolt hits it in the chest, and it scorches through it, leaving almost like this flaming imprint in its chest. It reeks back and lands in the pile of muck that it was eating out of.
Gromit, you good?
Yep.
Bonus
That's
action.
not my kill, but okay.
12 points temporary.
Pig number 1 is dead.
So everybody's 10 hit points are back up to full 12.
Okay. Everybody gets 12. Though if a pig has depleted those hit points, you get them back.
Nice.
Okay?
Yeah, I needed that. I needed that help.
Because unfortunately, it is pig number 2's turn, the one that is not being grappled or has been struck yet. It looks at you guys, and I think it's going to take one attack on each of you between Gertie and Sir Nicholas. I'm going to go after Gertie first. First swing. 15 plus 7.
I hit.
22.
I hit.
That is a 10 and a 3 plus 4. That's 17 points of slashing damage.
God damn.
Yeah. And then it's going to take its next attack on Mixo. That's a 17 plus 7. That's a 24.
24 hits. Nothing I can do about that.
A 7 and a 9. 16 points of slashing damage.
And I go down.
No.
Oh.
You go down and you release the grapple off of the pig number 3. Pig number 1 is completely dead, though. Gromit, top of the round.
Hey, what's the closest one I can get to?
You would leave where you found one, go back out into the hallway, and find 2 more.
God damn.
Kill the wounded
Why
one.
didn't we just burn it to the ground?
No, we gotta go in and make sure there aren't people.
If they're in there, they don't want to be alive anymore.
No,
So-
that's fine.
There's one that looks really wounded, and then one that looks like it's pretty healthy.
Okay. I'll go up to the wounded one.
Okay.
Dead shit.
Stab it 47 times in the chest.
12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18.
18 hits.
18. Okay. But there's people around him, right? So
There is another pig around him, yes.
Oh, okay, so that's not a sneak attack. That's just flat down DG.
Well, why isn't it a sneak attack?
Swashbuckler, you can only get the attack if there's not another enemy within 5 feet of him fighting. I'll find.
So it overrides the standard.
He doesn't also have advantage right now. He's not being grappled anymore.
So it doesn't matter if he has advantage. Swashbucklers always get backstab.
Yeah.
Unless they have disadvantage.
Yeah.
They ignore all the other rules. If you don't have disadvantage, you get backstabbed.
So are you frightened?
No, if you don't need advantage on the attack to roll, use your sneak attack against a creature if you're within 5 feet of it. No other creatures are within 5 feet of you, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll.
But there is 2 pigs there. There's 2 of them.
Yeah, so there's 2 pigs. Yeah, so I don't get the sneak attack.
There's pig number 2 and pig number 3.
I go after the weak one.
How much damage did you do?
There's a
No.
3. Right here. 6 damage.
Ooh, it's not looking good. Plus the con save?
Do the con save. Yeah, do that.
13 and a 14. Plus 8. Passes.
Alright, and then I'll stab him with the dagger.
Okay.
Happy dagger. Happy dagger. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
That hits.
4. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Gromit. How do you want to finish this pig?
Noise.
I just run in, like, straight at it and just jump at it right into the chest. So the razor goes in, and the knife goes in. I'm just like, ah!
It squeals and reeks back as it flops over, and you can see that your friend Sir Nicholas is on the ground. How does an unconscious slime creature be?
It just turns into a
Puddle?
I guess.
Thick puddle? Okay. That one goes down. Sir Nicholas, give me a death saving throw.
Alright. Let's roll. Death save. 13. So that's a success.
Success. Okay, Gertie, it's your turn. You have the fear condition, and there's one pig left.
Was that which one died? Was that which one gave us the fear condition? Well, gave me the fear condition. I thought it was the one that died.
It did make an attack, yes. So yeah, that one is down. 2 of them are down. I don't think the second one has done the squeal, so nobody has the fear condition by it.
Okay.
So Gertie, you don't have the fear condition now.
Thanks for catching that, Ron. Okay. Newly reinvigorated, she's gonna go after. You said there's one left?
One left, and it hasn't been touched.
Oh, she's gonna go after this son of a bitch.
Okay.
And has he made an attack yet?
Yes. It's been like, it is the 3rd round of combat.
Okay. Okay. She's gonna, and where, like, can she sneak up on him or anything, or?
Oh, you're in the mix with it.
No.
Yeah. You are in the mix with it.
Okay, gotcha. I wasn't sure where this one was. If it was out in the hallway or if it was in another room or where it was. Okay. So that's a 13 plus 7 to hit. It's a dirty 20.
Definitely hits.
Great. And then 8. Yeah, it's 8. Okay. Motherfucker. So close. Okay. That's a 7 plus 4. That's an 11. Or 11 points of damage, excuse me.
Yeesh. Okay.
Okay. And then for the second one. 17 plus 2 to hit.
19. That hits.
Okay. And that's not the right dice because that says 9. There we go. There we go. And then that's 6 points of damage.
Damn, didn't like that. Okay.
Let me just double check something really quick.
Okay.
Make sure that I can do this. And then she's gonna use her bonus to
Your bonus was your second attack, though.
no, you're right. Okay. Then she's just gonna stand there.
Stand there in the dark. Yeah, in the dark. But Evan, it is your turn.
So, how wounded does this thing look now?
She's cut into it good.
Alright.
Doesn't look like it's on death's door, but it's wounded.
I think Sir Nicholas is okay for one more turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to take a shot at it
Okay.
and miss horribly
Why? And why is that?
because I got a nat 5 plus 9.
14?
Yeah.
You narrowly miss.
I don't miss.
That sucks. Bonus action. I would say. Oh, actually, no. I think there's some. Was there any damage dealt since I gave out the 10 hit points?
Only to Sir Nicholas, I think. Yeah.
Bonus action sanctuary on Gertie.
You.
Okay.
Yep.
What does that do?
That means if that thing goes to make an attack at you, which you pissed it off rightfully, and I'm hoping that its animalistic instincts would allow it to do so, it's got to make a wisdom saving throw. Otherwise, it just misses.
Bless. Thank you.
Okay. So,
Actually, let me double check the spell. It might have to choose a new target, which then I would try and put myself between me and it, like to try and make myself the most appealing possible second target, if that's the case. So let me double check it.
third target, because Gromit's also in there.
Yeah. And you know what? Strike that. I apologize. I can't do that at all because I didn't prepare it.
You got it. You got it.
So then
Shit.
that sucks. Well, bonus action, I would use the scarab, but I don't think anyone needs the 6 hit points.
Okay.
Definitely do.
Yeah, it's temporary hit
Oh, yeah.
points. Just remember it's temporary.
And I get extra.
It's temporary hit points.
So here it is at the end of the initiative is Pig number 2's turn. Pig number 2 sees that Gromit took the lunging attacks against it and stabbed its friend. Gertie's been slapping it as well. It's going to take 1 attack on each of you. This first one's going to be on you, Gromit. A 2 plus 8. 10.
Nice.
Hit. That's a hit.
Swings and misses. The next one's on Gertie. A 3 plus 8. 11.
Miss.
Its 2 attacks swing wildly as it squeals and reeks from its violent wounds. Top of the round, Gromit.
Okay, I'm gonna spin around behind him.
Okay. He has no more friends around. You do get your backstab.
Yep. Okay, Bucky stabbing. 17. That's a 17. So
That hits.
Okay, so the sneak attacks.
Yep.
4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Plus D8.
3 of them? Or how many?
Just I got 2 D6s that came
Okay.
to 7. I got a 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Yep, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage. 9 plus 7, so that's
16.
16.
Okay.
Damage, and then he has his con save.
Alright, let's see if he can fail one.
Please do.
A 7 and a nat 20. He passed. He looks
Bonus attack.
grievously wounded. Death's door.
Okay, dagger then.
Got it.
Fucking finish this. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15?
15's right on the money.
Okay. So D4. 4, 5, 6, 7 damage.
Gromit, finish this pig creature.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess after I pick up and spin around, I stab up. Just get. I start climbing up his back, stabbing him until he falls over.
It'll kill.
As it tries to it drops it drops the blade that it was just swinging, tries to reach behind it as the blades keep just digging into its back. It screeches into the barns and its screeches bounce off the barn's walls as it falls flat onto onto the front of it, onto the ground. And Gromit, you pull your blades out, standing on top of this creature.
I get scared.
And we are out of initiative. Mixo, give me another death save as you were in the initiative.
Okay. Okay.
I would immediately jump over.
I got some
Afterwards.
cure wounds.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah, I got cure wounds.
You got cure wounds?
I rolled a nat 1 on my death save.
2 minuses.
Cure wounds!
So that's two failures.
I imagine the puddle starts bubbling.
Cure wounds!
All right, roll your health, the health you're giving him.
I got 4.
Mixo, you pop back up.
Okay.
Off beside him so I can just like.
Holy shit, are you okay?
Upside down.
Yes, have 13 temporary.
I would like to point. I still haven't congealed into a person. I'm talking as a puddle.
Yeah. Can you pull yourself together?
Yeah, just let me lay here a second. Oh, God. I didn't realize I could hurt if I didn't have insides. My insides I don't have. Where's my fish?
You see the fish was bubbling there while you were dying.
Do
Eventually.
you absorb the nastiness that's below you?
Oh, absolutely.
This is actually.
It's very insanitary.
Yeah. Okay. I think the coast is clear for now. How's everyone else doing?
Good.
6 health points, so I mean,
Yikes!
that again.
These
Have
things,
12 temporary hit points.
these things kick ass.
Everyone's at 12 temporary hit points.
I kicked
What?
their ass. I'm trying to think of a Miss Piggy joke, but I can't really, so it's not working.
Let's see if we can look around and find some clues as to what's going on. I've never seen these things before, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm literally just gonna start sifting through with stuff with my mask down, my welder's mask,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just got floral scents just inside it.
Instead of the outside smells.
Yep.
Okay. So there's 3 stalls on the left-hand side. You guys see that the first 2 stalls had pigs within them eating creatures. There's a 3rd stall to the right.
Let me guess, giant spiders. This one has giant spiders.
Is that where you're going?
Yeah, I peeked through it, and I'm just like, is there giant spiders?
You go to the 3rd stall here and you shine your light in. You can see that there is one of these large humanoid pigs leaned up against the back, and it seems like it has a bulge in its neck, but it is completely without color or without life. You can see
dead?
it seems still, very still. You can see it's got a bulge in its neck, and you can see that its mouth is wide open.
I shoot it with an Eldritch Blast.
It would hit it and just kind of flop with no signs of life from it.
I do it again.
Does the same until it falls over.
Okay. I still cautiously approach it.
Okay. You can see that its eyes are completely open, and just the circle of black where its eyes are. Just hang.
With the butt of my rifle, I try and hit it in the head to try and peel its neck back a little bit to see why it's got a giant bulge in its neck if I can.
You go to like notch at it, and you can see that its mouth is strung wide open, as you can see that it's tried to eat something completely whole.
And this thing choked to death.
It choked to death.
Wow. I was like, hey guys, these things are so stupid. This thing choked to death on whatever it's trying to eat.
What was it trying to eat?
I'm not putting my hand in its mouth to find out.
Yeah, like what you
Here,
can,
I'll do it, and I do it.
you can see that flies and maggots collect inside of its mouth because what could have been in there has sat there for so long.
And Mixo, I just watch it. It's pseudopod just reach in, and I'm just like, oh god, this
It's
is so
got all
gross.
like flies and maggots stuck in the pseudopod too. And
That's just extra protein.
You just
I mean, I guess that makes so much sense as a slime. You are a slime. I mean, it's instinctual now.
you go to reach in and you grip the bone that's kind of sticking out at the base of its throat there and begin to pull, but the rotted meat begins to fall apart in its throat, and a lot of it just hangs and gets stuck. But as you pull the bone, some of the meat comes along with it. You can't really decipher what kind of creature this would have been. You get the foot at the very end of it as it was trying to eat it like foot first. And it didn't do much crunching to it as much of the whole leg comes out. But the fur has fallen off. Like I said, the meat is covered in worming with maggots and flies. But by its shape alone, could have been a goat.
There's no room key that unlocks a secret treasure or something. Dang it. Well,
I'm
you tried
surprised they
Mixo.
didn't eat them.
You know,
Yeah,
these things are really awfully hungry. I wonder if it has anything to do with the Lord of Hunger.
well, these things aren't preaching its gospel, from what I can tell. They're just incarnation of hunger.
Well,
These things are gross. And I am literally looking for any kind of potential valuables or something, any signs of coin or something, or
Naked
material.
creatures holding cleavers.
Yep. So they all have the same cleaver?
It's all just dirty, rusted, like cleavers that you would see.
Where are they getting all these cleavers? Is there a cleaver manufacturer around here?
Maybe that's what they grow out in the fields.
It's actually one of the other buildings. It's
Maybe
fully
the
functional. It's people working on presses for cleavers.
There's an assembly line of pig mutants and cleavers. They just hand them out. Here you go. You know what to
turns
do.
out that there's Mongol folks.
Man, I really feel like we should unionize.
Okay. Well, at this rate, we're clearing out all the threats. I hesitate to bring it up, but I think we should investigate the windmill. We feel up to the task. You guys look a little battered and bruised. Mixo, you almost died.
Well, maybe I shouldn't have tried to wrestle these things. I didn't realize how dangerous they were.
You try and wrestle.
I mean, you
every
tried
creature
wrestling.
for us.
Yeah, like literally everything. I don't know what you're talking about.
It usually works out better.
Okay.
Anyway, I agree with you. I think we should go investigate the windmill and possibly burn it down to the ground.
Yeah, why don't you just burn that one down?
I mean,
Who knows? There might be like a bunch of witches in there, like cuffing children or something. I don't know.
or it could be a bunch of children in there that are needing rescue, and you're just gonna burn it down. But then again, it is one of those things we don't know if we don't look, right?
Exactly.
Hey man,
If it's filled with more of these things, we can always burn it to the ground. And if it's filled with orphans, we can always rescue them and then burn it to the ground.
you can always get the deed to it and own it.
Somebody can get horridly underfoot.
Okay.
Like dead people rounded up witches or something.
As you guys leave the barn here, you guys see that the landscape hasn't changed. There's no new footprints. There's no new sounds. Your caravan still exists with the horse, which is not freaked out. You see that you guys pass by the household again, and one of the windows here, the light has gone out. But as you guys make your way over to the windmill, you can see that the door is completely wide open, but it is dark within there as well. No light shines inside.
Okay, I'm going to summon my cat, and I'm gonna have it do some scouting for us.
Does it have dark vision?
I believe so. Let me just double check.
Honestly, I'd say like cats and owls have the best vision in the dark ever. So I'm gonna toss it up to yes.
Well, I mean, I don't want to cheat you if it doesn't have it.
No, cheat.
Connor's just like cheat, man. Just cheat it.
Well, you can see invisibility, but it does not have dark vision. Okay.
Send it into the dark.
That's stupid.
I send it into the dark, but it does have it. Oh, I missed. I did. Yes, it does have dark vision.
Okay.
Okay, 60 feet.
Okay, so you can see that the doors here are swung open, but they go outwards this time. And you send the cat in, and you can see that the windmill here has like the spiraling staircase like on the outside parameter of the walls that go up. But here you see that there's only one entrance and there's not another way out once again, but there is a large cage built here. There is a spot of the cage where the door can be closed and latched. It is here that with the dark vision, you can see a couple bits of feathers for a large creature, but you can't distinct the color of it or what it is from here.
Oh no, did they eat the golden chocobo?
The area here is empty.
Generations and generations.
Is there no doors like beyond? Like, so I can see like the entire windmill is empty.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, then I snap my fingers and dismiss them.
Okay.
And I say, well, the windmill's empty as far as I could see. There's kind of cage up there, though. Well, so I don't know. I couldn't tell what kind of bird, possibly, but it was big.
It's once you walk in, there is the cage.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like for whatever reason it's at the top of the windmill.
It's once you walk in where the whole like the windmill is
Yeah.
There's a big cage in the middle of it.
All right. Well, let's get a closer look, I suppose.
Okay.
And then I walk on in like I own it.
I've got a firebolt at the ready.
Okay. So you guys walk in, you can see that there's a large cage built with very sturdy bits of like steel rails and steel bars that seemingly would hold something in. Parts of the rails are embedded into the ground to ensure its structure, and you can see that there's claw marks every now and then that go and that seem to have rang against the bars. But there is a few feathers.
That can get out.
There's a few feathers, though.
I'm gonna pick up one of the feathers and see if I can. I mean, how big is the feather?
The feather's of a decent size. It's not massive, but you can see that it is a nice gleaming white color.
A white feather. Any signs of like escape? or like a door or something that allowed it to be free?
Ooh, hold on 1 second. Hold on. I have to double check that. No. It might be fur. I actually haven't thought about this. Nope. Yep, I'm right. You can see that there's actually a few chunks of fur and then also a few white feathers.
Huh. Kind of like the owl bears that those viper gangs were riding on.
You remember back to see that the Viper Gang, 2 of them were riding regular, like, brown owl bears, but there was specifically one that was the snowy owl bear.
Right. Now, did it look like the cage was broken out of, or like there was a door that was open that it got released? Clearly, it's not still in there.
No, it is not in there, but it seems more like none of it is, it doesn't seem like it's signs of struggles, but it seems like it's like a holding cell.
Okay. Well, interesting. The plot thickens.
Much like the stop.
Do you think we've tapped the windmill for its clues, or should we try something else?
I think we've tapped the windmill for its clues here. Unless we can find some sort of hidden door that goes down to a basement down a spiral staircase. Maybe somebody could come up and throw a fireball.
It
I
doesn't.
wish you asked that lady what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah,
seem.
just trying to clear out any threats before we open the door and leave her potentially vulnerable to an attack.
Mhm. It doesn't seem like there's anything else here.
Yeah. I guess we'll move on then.
Okay. As you guys leave the windmill.
So, up until like I left the barn, the cat, like it was in the windowsill. Did it notice whether or not the lady left the house or not?
Nope, she is still just within the room.
Okay. I mean, it's clearly not still on the windowsill, but last I saw, she was.
Yes, and that
Gotcha.
that room still has a light that flickers. The other one went out.
So, 2 rooms on the same house, and 2 different candles, and one went out.
Right, there's I drew the house with 4 windows. This one is lit. This one was lit and is no longer lit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, then let's go through the house. Let's see if we can go in the front door without causing too much of a ruckus.
Okay. You guys want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You guys come to the front of the household here. As you come across like a dark window where there's no lights on within the household here. It's a double set doors of a beautifully furnished like wood door with some like nice trims and etchings into it, but you can see that it seems to have been beaten on a few times. And where the door swings open is because the latch on the door doesn't completely close anymore. And it's ready to just be pushed in, and it is unlocked.
I've still got a firebolt at the ready.
Okay.
If we see any more of these pig things.
You got it.
I take the lead because I'm probably the most armored. And I go in.
Okay. So it's here that you guys enter into the house, and it is all dark and quiet. Straight ahead of you is a hallway where you can see that there's a set of stairs that go up to the second floor. To the right of you is an opening that leads into another room. To the left of you, you can see that there's an opening that leads into a large and wider room. To the right seems like a room that has a small pitted fireplace, a wall full of books and linings of bookshelves, a few couches, and finally put together like a comfortable seating area. Seems almost like a small study to your right. And to the left, you can see that there's a disarray of broken glass and broken dishes and pottery on the ground, and there's kitchen cabinets and shelvings. But it is all dark, with only a few sounds throughout the house.
How dusty is everything? In other words, like, how long does it look like things have been here?
It doesn't seem like anybody's cleaning it.
Right. But, like, you can generally tell, like, if something's been not touched for, like, a week. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
there's a layer of dust on it.
Yep. There's a small layer of dust on a few things.
Okay. Well, I'm going to thoroughly try and scout out the ground floor before I proceed to go upstairs.
Okay.
How much noise are we making here? Are we calling out?
I'm trying to go as quickly and go as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
we're trying to like sneak around.
everybody want to roll me a stealth check then?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
What is my middle name? 18. Okay, that's like
Boy, I'm gonna spend a luck point.
What'd you get?
2.
I don't have luck points, and I got a 5.
That's much better. 16 plus 2.
Gertie?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright.
Kelly?
Yeah.
Did she fall asleep?
I don't know. I don't hear any snoring. She's gonna.
Like, occasionally I see her thing light up, and I don't hear her.
Yeah. Gertie will stay by the door.
Okay.
So with these active stealth checks, where would you guys like to go? Right ahead of you is a hallway that leads to 2 other rooms. Just the left of you leads to the big kitchen area room, and to the right of you looks like a study or a library.
I would go to the right first.
Okay.
There's no doors. Like.
There's no doors. It's all open.
Okay. Yeah. I would
Okay.
do that.
As you guys go to the right here, and Evan has his little light on, I'm pretty sure, to keep vision for himself. You can see that there's a very cold and old fireplace that doesn't look like it's been lit in a long time. There is that shrouded layer of dust on all of the furniture, where the couch and the comfortable seats to read in seem to have that very thin layer of collecting and lumping dust on it, where they were excellent pieces of furniture and decor around this room. And there's a library here of a fine wall of different books and different things to interact with. Like there's a lot of books on a shelf that just line from one end all the way to the other.
I cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Nothing exactly seems magical within how far? 60 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet? Yeah, you don't get the sense of magic on this floor, but there seems to be maybe a little bit of magic going on below you.
Okay. Below me. I'm looking for now a trapdoor. I'm looking for any type of storm cellar or something.
Are you trying to investigate?
Exactly, yes. If I feel like something is below me, like, is it like on the floor or underneath the floor?
Underneath the floor.
Yeah, so I'm looking for a trapdoor.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
Does anybody else want to help him with it?
Sure.
So give him the aid. So
Right,
roll
right.
roll it with advantage.
All right, well, that is a 15. Bear with me a second. I gotta let my roommate in.
Sure.
You own a house, you're.
Yeah, he still says that he rented out one of the apartments, remember?
Oh, alright.
Yeah, but I thought the other guy moved out. Did he get a new one?
I don't know.
I'll ask him when he gets in.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the abandoned farmhouse?
I think I got fucked up real quick.
You almost got your wish and died.
So, you were level 1 when you came through here the first time, remember that?
Yeah.
Or level 2, you were level 2. Yeah, you guys were level 2. And I had only imagined if you guys had like left the thing and been like, yeah, let's hop out, let's just go and investigate, and then these things would have just like fucked you guys right up.
Yeah, definitely. We would have been dead.
You and Evan just dead. Session
Okay,
session
I'm back,
2.
sorry.
No problem.
All right.
Were you trying to add to the investigation?
No. No, I wasn't.
Not you, Ron. Ron was trying to do math.
Oh, no, it was a total of 15.
Ron, were you asked specifically about the dust collecting? You look among the library wall, and you can see that there's a strikingly blue velvet book, where the dust doesn't seem to collect on it. It seems much cleaner among the shelf of other books.
I pulled it.
You go to pull it, and you see at the very end of the library's wall, it almost cracks and seams away, and you can see it's almost like a door swings open just a little bit off its hinge.
I'm not the only one that finds this really cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
Look, we gotta check it out. I think I might detect some magic from there. Is it hopefully the door is on the wall? Like, was it hidden where you wouldn't be able to see it until? Like,
It was part of the shelf of the library. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Before I do that, I'm just gonna pick up a random couple books. Are these like fictional books or like encyclopedias or what are they?
They're more of like old stories. Nothing exactly. Maybe some like old books of stories that may have happened or fictional writings by somebody.
Does it have a year? Like, are these random hidden rare artifacts compared to that painting? Like, so people are
No.
gonna go crazy
No.
on who wrote these books?
I don't think so. That was
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Double checking.
you pick up
What is it?
farming for dummies.
Oh.
Stuff like that.
All right. Okay. There we go.
So many almanacs.
Crops for beginners.
It's like wheat and you.
How to tame your pig.
How to prevent your pigs from mutating into creatures that will kill you in your sleep.
They don't
That
care
would
if you.
appear-
First page. They don't care if you're asleep. Okay,
Alright,
you guys
so-
see that Evan has pulled this book and part of the wall cracked open.
The curiosity in me, I'm gonna approach that like a moth to the flame.
What do the rest of you guys want to do?
follow along with Evan here.
I'm
Give
gonna,
him some backup.
I'm gonna guess Gromit wants to go too.
I'll do.
Okay. You guys pull back the hinge door here, and you can see that it leads to where is a few candles on the wall of a stone path stairway going downwards.
This is pretty neat. And I'm just going to tiptoe my way down.
It's just narrow enough for one person at a time.
I'll be the first one down.
Perfect. The rest of
And
you
light
follow?
shining.
And the rest of you follow?
Yep.
I'm going to light one of the. If I light one of the candles,
They are lit.
carry it. Oh, they're lit.
Yeah.
I'm going to reach out and just see if fan the flame a little bit and see if I feel a little bit of the heat.
You can feel the heat. It is a
Glove
very real candle.
Okay. All right. Put the glove back on. Huh. And I continue down. I'm sure this will come back to bite me. Who lit these candles? This tomb wasn't open for thousands.
You continue down the spiral staircase, which is a tight and it goes in like a circular motion. You feel like you go down a few sets here before you come to a very, very small gated little square. The gate is strung completely open to the one side, and it seems like there is a footholding for people to be able to step onto, and you can see that there is a lever within the inside and one chunk of corium within a part of the lever. As you can see that there's a relay attached to it, and there is a chain that is hooked onto the top of this this box here. And this is where you're finding the it's like an elevator.
Okay. It looks like an elevator, huh?
Mm-hmm. Like there's a staged platform, and there's the gate that goes across, but there's a lever on the inside with a humming piece of corium. It's like a shard. And that's where you're getting this magical essence from.
From the corium.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys say about taking this elevator? And then if it doesn't lead to anything good, we take that corium.
Sure.
I agree with that.
Every time we've gone down, sir, with anything good. So why not?
Is the elevator going down, right?
Down.
How many people can fit on said elevator?
I'd say 6.
6 people, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any space around the elevator to go down? Like, should Woody not want to use said?
No, it's very built where it is maybe centimeters from the siding of the walls.
I put my cat in the elevator and I send it down.
You hey Kelly,
Hey.
welcome back. You pull the lever
Like we came back for the best part.
as it pulls the lever down, and it's now in the down position, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just asking if you thought this through.
Because
And
the
I still proceed.
back. Can the cat make the elevator come back?
Oh, yeah.
It's a manual operated elevator.
That's
Sounds
fine.
like you
That
can't.
is-
You have to be in it in order to operate it.
That is fine. This is fine.
Okay.
Down goes the cat.
You send the cat down in the elevator as the crank and the pulley begin to release, as the chain releases slowly. The elevator starts to climb down into the earth, and it goes down at a very slow pace for about a minute, almost 2 minutes go by. There's a little lantern that hangs within the elevator here as it goes deep underground before the elevator finally comes to a close and it comes to an end. And you can see that there is a hallway that leads to an area with more lanterns and more candles. But I'd like the cat to make a perception check on a sound, like a sound check, as you can hear that there's speech being portrayed out from here.
That would be a 19 plus
Very good.
5.
You can hear off in the distance is a few conversations. Oh, yes, they like to feed us well, but, those stupid vipers, sometimes they just cross the line. No, don't say that here, no. No, don't talk while they be around. What do they know? We will own the surface and get rid of them anyways. What's the big deal? Until then, we need to work with Silas. But his time will come. He is too irrational anyways. Stupid bugbear. Haha, yes.
Okay. I'm just going to have the cat try and hit the lever and go right back up.
Give me a strength check for a small creature to pull on a lever.
I just rolled a nat 18. Let's see if that helps.
I gotta imagine it's a minus.
Yeah, I have to imagine too. It's a -4.
Oh, I was gonna say DC 14 as a small creature. The cat just like nudges with all of its strength in the wings. Finally gets the lever back up as you hear in the distance. Oh, somebody come down but not come out. Very strange. Maybe machine on Fritz. Corium act real funny sometimes. Yeah. As the elevator comes all the way back up, and Evan, you get your cat.
I just relay back. I was like, so, there's rats down there. And I just got privy to a pretty interesting conversation. They're planning to just throw the Viper gang after the bus.
Well, maybe we can use that to our advantage and fucking gank them.
Also, the Rat Town has an elevator, and there's an elevator to the Rat Town in this house. I don't like that.
Well, you said
Right, but weren't we looking for the priest?
well they said that the elevator was on the fritz and that corium act strangely. So corium is being used to power the elevator.
Yes.
So we take that.
I was thinking the same thing, but if we plan on using this elevator, it's not good because I may not be able to put it back together.
Do we need to go down there?
That's what we have arrived to, the question. Do we?
Did you catch any civilians down there?
I didn't cast anything down there other than get the hell out.
No, did they see any civilians down there?
Only thing that I heard was rats. I didn't look. Didn't even open the door or whatever.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. But I think they felt that the machine was acting up and it hid my presence, so we're okay there. That being the case, what is our plan? What is our goal here?
It's a great question.
I mean, there's more rats. There's a rat hole. I kind of want to.
Maybe we should
I mean,
rest up a little bit. Talk to this
It wouldn't be a
lady,
bad
figure out
idea.
what the hell's going on here, and then head down.
okay. So, if I gather the information correctly, the cart moves up and down by its lever, so therefore nothing can come up unless I send the cart down.
In some theory.
Well, that's
There's
what
like
you.
no, there's no room on either side of on any side of the thing for them to like squeeze past
No.
it.
I mean, what I'm saying is, like, if I send the cart down from the surface up at the top, I can't recall the cart back, can I?
No.
So, can they recall the cart back down from the bottom?
You didn't go very far in.
But I mean, logic would dictate that if you can't summon it from the top, then you likely wouldn't be able to summon it from the bottom either.
Then I'm going to remove the corium.
Okay. You remove the shard.
If you remove it, though, is that just going to make the elevator fall and crash?
No.
We'll find out.
Okay.
The chain is just locked in place.
Okay.
So now the elevator is inoperable.
Sweet.
That's right.
But if
Yeah.
there are any civilians down there,
Kind of on their own. Been on their own for a while. Not our problem.
we were so concerned with civilians a minute ago when we were talking about burning it down to the ground, but we're okay with just leaving them.
That
Make
was
up
back
your
when we had full provisions. Mikso almost died. You took a blow and a half. This thing, I can only generate so much of a shield at a time. It's not a catch-all fix. I think we're a little out of our depth here if we want to try and go down and try and save civilians. I could be wrong. I mean, if you wish to try and... If you want to go down, I still suggest we take a rest first.
Before we take a rest and well before we lay down, or before we head down, we should see what's upstairs to make sure we're not being ambushed by anything that's up there, and check in with our boy Anthrax Jr.
Talk to this lady that you saw? Right?
There was also the lady in,
Yep.
in the window.
So, to the upstairs to try and meet the lady.
Okay. So you guys leave the library, and you guys aren't going into any of the other rooms? Going straight upstairs?
Well, we checked the library, we did all the scouting, we found that. Yeah, we should clear the bottom floor before we go up. That's just me. What are you guys' thoughts?
I think we should just go straight up.
Okay.
Okay. Do you guys want to be stealthy about it?
No.
You guys want to give me that stealth check?
Yes? No?
New one?
I don't know. Like, she knows we're in the house, obviously, so...
Right.
A 17.
A 10.
Okay. As you guys come up the stairway here, you guys have come to like a landing area where it's just a long hallway. You can see that there's 3 doors on the western wall, and there's one closest to the south wall on the east side, which is where you had seen the window was, but at the top of the landing leads to one room to the east, and it is dark inside, but that with the flashlight on your head here, you can see that it's almost like a pottery room. You can see that there's one of those seats with the spin, the mold part, like the thing that spins the mold, and you can see a lot of like bowls and cups and clay on tables in this room, and it's all quiet. But it's within the first door on the east side that you can hear some rustling and some kind of something turning over what seems to sound like moving furniture.
And this is the room that my cat was outside of, potentially?
No, to try to describe... So, the most northwest door is making a sound. The one that you would have seen is the most southern east one. I don't want to show like the picture without the names of it. Without the names of everything. I could try to draw another picture of what it looks like. Like a small
No
door.
worries.
So
Okay, well, I'm going to investigate the noise.
So there's a room here, and then there's the hallway with 3 doors. And then there's this one, the door as well. I'll send you a picture of this to try to convey a better image. Stairways in the middle, pottery rooms at the top right.
Okay. See ya.
Okay, that tracks.
Okay. Top left room, most northwest. That one's having a sound. The rest, everything else here is quiet.
Can Snake over there?
Yep, the doors are all closed.
All right, yeah. Check them out one by one if we have to.
Okay. So you head into the first room here.
Snake?
Okay. Who's opening the door?
Sure, I'll do it.
Give me a stealth check.
Stealth check?
Yep. Try to open it.
5.
You turn the brass handle, and the door creaks and squeaks and squeals as it opens up. You can see inside here, there's 2 small little beds, 2 child-sized beds. You can see that there's toys of wooden horses, and you can see that there's like a few toys tossed across the ground. But it is here that you can see, as the light flickers up, a creature looks back with its black deepened eyes. It is one of the pig mutations. Looks back at you in the child's room, flipping over a bed. It squeals and begins to rush.
Oh, no.
Roll for initiative.
Oh no, whatever will I do? He says, casting the firebolt he's been hanging on to the
16.
Sure, give me that firebolt.
Okay, does a 22 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a dirty 20 for initiative.
Ooh, that's a good damage. 15 fire damage.
Fuck. Okay.
We got a 21. 16 plus 5.
Gertie and Mixo, give me your rolls.
11 plus 6, 17.
Okay. And Gertie.
16 plus 3, that's a 19.
6. Yep. Okay. Okay. First in the initiative, Gromit, 21.
Okay. Let's go stab it.
Okay. You rush into the room. It is all by itself in this kid's room.
Alright. And that's 16.
16 hits.
Okay. So I get my sneak attack with it.
Yep.
6. So maybe 10 points of damage. So 10, 8, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's 15 points damage.
Make its con save.
Let's save.
12 plus 8. 20.
Alright. And then I stab it again.
Between the fire and that sneak attack, it is looking grievously wounded. It is not looking well already.
19 plus 6. 20
That-
something.
That hits.
Okay. D4. 5 points damage.
Oh, it looks like it's on death's door already.
And con save private.
Oh yeah, I gotta do another one. A 9
Hell
plus
no.
8. Yeah, 18.
Yeah, these are.
It's pretty good. Evan,
So,
you're up.
I'm just going to shoot it with a firebolt.
You got
18 to hit.
it. Yep.
That'll be for 5 points of fire damage as I hit it, hopefully in the face.
Only had 3 hit points. How do you want to do this?
Yeah, like it's looks like it's going to start squealing, and all I can think of is not wanting to hear that noise. So I hit it square in its face, like in its mouth, and just hope that I burn its tongue out before it has a chance to just make a pucker.
Between the first large firebolt and then the 2 stab wounds into its like midsection, this last one hits it across the face as it falls over on one of the child's beds and collapses dead.
So that's how it's done. We just kill it before they make a move. Okay,
Sounds
I think we
good.
can do this. Gromit, did it have anything on it?
it's naked.
Naked.
No cleaver?
A cleaver.
It had a cleaver?
It had a cleaver on a table. It had to reach
They're
for it.
getting all these cleavers.
Smells like bacon. Yeah.
I imagine it would smell like bacon. How big is this thing?
They're like
Okay.
6 feet.
So like, okay.
They're much bigger than Gromit. They're not
Oh, yeah.
much bigger than the rest of you humans.
All right. Well, this is gross. To the next room. And I ready my firebolt because that's. I'm tired of these things. They need to die.
Are you just kicking
Yeah,
this door
exactly.
open? What are you doing?
I am going to open the door, but I am not trying to be super stealthy about it. I'm just gonna test the, like jiggle the handle if it's
Handle
open,
opens?
like if it's
Yep.
unlocked. I open the door with my ready.
You open the door. As you swing it open, you find that there's a big bathtub in the center of the room here. You can see that there's towels and stuff like that, but this room is very dusty. You can see that there's a toilet. You can see that there's the bathtub. You can see that there's...
I have a toilet in this farm town. Good God, these people are wealth.
It's a 2-story house.
I know they have a working elevator underneath. They got luxury up in here.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot.
the sewer probably goes down to feed the rats when they're eating sewer bananas.
They do like their sewer bananas.
That's gonna be one of my favorite things from this whole thing. It's the sewer banana. Sewer fruit. Sewer fruit.
Okay. Yeah, so the bathroom. I'm gonna be scouting the medicine cabinet because clearly they're rich enough to have meds.
Sure. You begin.
Drugs.
You begin to search through a
Where are the
medicine
perks?
cabinet. No, I'm gonna say that you find two regular healing potions, and you find one antidote that cures poison.
Holy shit! Bank. Writing that down. Healing potions, Mikso. I'm sure you could use this.
Right now, yes, actually. However, we'll hold off on that and save them for later.
And you can find one little vial that would cure the poison condition.
Absolutely.
Everything else seems expired, to say the least.
Okay. That's fine. Just found 100 gold pieces worth of, goods. Plus, actually.
Liquid gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would appear they're making a killing off those sewer bananas.
to the next room. Hopefully it's as plentiful.
Would you like to open this one stealthily?
Actually, this one I am extremely cautious about. I am like, test the doorknob and just see if I can turn it so slightly. Yes, I am being ultra cautious.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
4.
Yeah, you nicely creak it open. It creaks and it whines, and no matter how slowly you turn the handle here, it seems to be like a bit loose. But as you open it, you see that this one has a window attached to it. This is where one of those candles would have been. As you can see that there is a candle out on a table by the window, but it has gone out. But it seems like it's gone out because the wicker has completely hit the end. You can see here that this room is a large sewing room. You can see that there's a sewing machine by the window, and there's lots of clothes that seems to be handmade. You can see that there's dresses. You can see that there's small kids' clothes. You can see that there's heavy jackets for cold weather. You can see that there's boots. You can see that there's shoes and sandals.
Lord, this place is so wealthy. I'm assuming they're all purple and royal blue, right?
It's all green and brown.
Oh,
Still farm clothes.
Farm clothes.
dang. I thought they were like Victorian era dresses. Okay.
Well,
Anything
they're
candle in there. Like, why was that candle lit? Anything around it?
No.
Okay. Okay. And then the last remaining door on the other side, I guess?
Yes, is the bigger room.
Okay, now that one, I'm going to actually knock first.
You knock on the door and begin to make a loud sound. Oh, I guess you guys made some loud sounds before, but like a soft knock.
Yeah, like, I'm clearly not banging on the door. I'm knocking because, like, we both know you're in there. And if you're wanting to come out, you kind of knock.
You knock on the door and nothing seems to happen.
I test the doorknob.
You test the doorknob and this doorknob is locked.
Oh. Well.
Would you like me to unlock it noisily?
Well, Gromit, he's a specialist in this.
Sure.
But I am also a specialist, so I don't know. I think he might be the same or better.
Do I even have it?
Lock picking would be a sleight of hand.
Well, what was your first class that you picked? Was it Rogue or was it Bard?
Rogue.
Okay, so you should start off with lock picking tools. And yeah, you would be 2, well, actually it'd be 3 plus your dex mod.
Oh, I have thieves to include small fires. Yeah, I have thieves tools. Okay.
All
I
right,
can do it.
give me a sleight of hand check.
What's your dex mod?
+3.
Yeah, so it'd be +6 on the roll.
And I'm imagining Evan's giving you the help action.
I'm doing everything I can.
So
you get advantage. And I'm also proficient in sleeves tools.
Yep, so advantage.
First one is 11, so another one. Nat 20.
This is a very easy, old-fashioned little lock to pick. Yeah, you just the keys under the mat.
We noticed that after he's unlocked it.
Yeah, keys under the mat.
That would have taken longer.
Okay, I just, again, knock on the door as I casually, slowly open it. It's like, psst, hello.
The door creaks open a little bit, as you can see exactly what the cat saw. You can see that there's a little candle that's lit in the window here, and you can see that there's a large bed, and you can see that there's a couple of family photos on the walls here. You can see that there's another little door that would presumably go to like a small closet or something. And you can see that there is a woman who sits on this bed. But now that you're much closer to her, you can see that she's kind of... You can see through her just a little bit.
That little shit lied to us.
Do I still have detect magic on?
Yes.
Is it magical?
You can see that she's kind of like a spirit.
That lying little fuck.
Like, hi, are you related to All Dead?
She turns and puts one finger up to her lips. Shh. And she pats the side of the bed, like the table next to the bed, as you can see that there's a pen and like a pencil and a paper.
And I just walk up, All Dead, question mark. I write on the paper and hold it up.
You see that she waves her hand and writing comes onto the paper and goes, "Did he make it out?"
I'm just gonna write, he's down in the cart outside. Alive and well.
You see that her spirit gets up and goes around the bed to look outside of the window. She peers down towards the cart.
I cast message at Alden and tell him to leave the cart and come look at the window.
You get a message back. He goes, "But Ghost Dad and I are having so much fun."
Someone wants to look at you.
Is it you?
No.
Oh. Okay.
You sounded so excited. It's like, do you want to look? No. Oh.
All Dead goes to the window and presses a hand at it and looks up towards the lit window. He goes, "Is that Mother?"
I mean, I guess.
She doesn't look the same.
No, she's like really dead.
He's like Ghost Dad.
It was as expected. I just narrowly made it out. Back inside the building here. Even with her back turned towards you, writing comes up on the paper again. And it says,
Reading it.
"Thank you."
YW.
Why what?
I just write YW.
YW?
You're welcome.
Oh,
No response.
he doesn't get it.
Doesn't get it.
That's fine.
As for what's
I
underneath
don't
the
change
ele-
it. That's what I wrote.
What's underneath the elevator? Does she know? Does Ghost mode know?
If you say something, she doesn't really reply. She just tells you to shush.
I just look at Gromit and I was like,
Okay.
on the paper.
Okay, and I write it because it's just like Ghibli. It's like waving, like grunting. What is in the elevator?
She writes a bit more, and it says they constructed an underground passage for them to be together.
That tracks for ratlings.
Do you write that?
I'll write Ratling's question mark.
Few, but more with the sashes of the snake.
Oh, the vapors. Guess I gotta write. Where did the pig people come from?
She waves her hand and says, "A cart comes by to redeliver new pigs, new mutation pigs, as they are the ones who scout on the outside to ensure that nobody goes down through the elevator." And they return and they send fresh pigs back on the cart.
Weird.
So something's mutating pigs into monsters, and then sending them back as watchdogs.
I'm gonna turn to Evan and say, ask her if they're sending the pigs to the observatory.
All right. Are they sending them to the observatory?
She waves her hand again. I'd never been to the observatory, but the cart goes west and takes a long time before it comes back.
How long
Makes
does
me
it
wonder-
take for the cart to come?
Makes me wonder if it was the same kind of cart that I was on.
No, they
I
say
don't remember it stopping.
she waves her hand and it says like goblins used to, goblins or bugbears would ride this cart.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's going to
The west.
Fox Hollow.
No, that's east, isn't it?
No, that's west.
Is it?
Grimwatcher Fox Hollow.
Okay. Well, since Ghost Mom seems to be pretty chill, I think we can rest in this house.
I wonder if that cart's gonna come back sometime soon. Maybe we can ambush it. Oh, that's gonna be full of fucking pigs, though. And goblins.
Nicholas, are you able to cast Tiny Hut?
Unfortunately, not yet.
Ah. Okay. Well, that being said, we should board up a window or something, or board up a door.
Yeah, let's go get those kids' beds and tear them up planks.
And get the rest of the
Go
crew.
some bacon.
Todd, Ghost Dad, and All Dead. Or
We should.
I mean,
also
now,
raise, like,
we're kind of
when
like
is the cart
we're not
expected
leaving
to-
All Dead here, right? We're not leaving All Dead with his dead mom. So
No.
unfortunately,
Heirs.
we kind of
And before we
unfortunately
can send
adopted
word
this
to
kid.
the grungs, we have to take care of that rat problem.
Mm-hmm.
If we even want to have them come here now.
Well, I don't understand the terms here because it seems you're gonna have to fight off a caravan of pigs and goblins like every other day.
She waves her hand and says, the goblins and the ratlings seem to be friends with the big bear people.
Of course,
Big bear people.
it's just one giant coalition of screw us over.
Get it right. When is the next cart coming?
She waves her hand. She does not know.
How often do they come? Ask her that.
Periodically, she said it was long periods of time. They're gone for a long time, then come back.
You're saying this week?
She waves her hand and says that one bear creature wears plated armor with a spear. Those seem to follow him very highly.
That punk Silas.
Yeah,
Punk ass
well-
bitch.
He's being plotted against by the rats, so it's not too much longer for their little get together. That being said, hopefully we can take advantage of the chaos.
We'll make some of our own.
Big chaos with the chaos.
Either way, I think we really need to just board up a door and take a long rest.
I agree with you there.
Yep, and then I say we take the cart and park it in the barn. Put the horse in the barn, at least.
Stall 1, 2, or 3.
And the one with the least dead stuff.
There's one that was killed by Gromit. There's one that choked on the goat leg, and then there's the 2 other ones in one of the
I'll just use prestidigitation to like sweep some of the blood out. Like I'm not trying to clean the blood. I'm just kind of using magic to push it out of the stall.
I'm just kidding. You could park it probably in the middle. It's not a big deal.
As long as it's inside one of the stalls, we don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't want it out in the open.
So as you guys prepare for like the night, you guys take the cart and put it inside the barn and close the door, and go back inside and make your way back up to the large family bedroom and stay here. You guys close the door and board it up with the kids' beds, and all of you stay within there for a rest. Is there anything else you'd like to ask Dead Mom?
No, I think that's all I need right now. I can't think of anything else at the moment.
Okay. And I think with that, we will come to the end of the session for tonight.
Very fun.
Yeah, I like the part where I nearly died.
You were fine.
He crit failed on a death save. It got uncomfortably close.
He
Look,
was nowhere near.
It's technically just been dead. I mean, like, no one was able to touch him at the time.
Yeah.
Look,
You know what? I am going to ritual cast Alarm. I got that actually prepared.
Okay. So you spend 20 minutes here, and you're going to put alarm where?
Around the doorway.
Got it. Okay.
Are we going to take a long rest or a short?
You guys did do travel and exploration. So like you guys did the morning combat, which was the invasion, and then you traveled to Munderick. You did the things in Munderick, and then you traveled all the way here and investigated.
Yeah, I think Warren's. We've been up for a little bit.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But we'll do some random rolls next time and see if that alarm has to go off.
awesome.
So what do you think of
Only they
my...
were poison resistant.
You're
They'd be fucked up.
They'd be fucked up.
It'd be like close to 20 each time.
Yeah, they got really good con saves because I was just like they're naturally dense. Like they're naturally resilient.
Yeah,
Like,
they're just hardy animals.
yeah,
Yeah.
pigs are hardy ass animals. Yeah,
Hey,
that's what I thought.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if you've ever been around pigs, but they're big, hardy animals.
they're
and
tough.
that makes sense.
Yeah, they're tough.
and everything.
yeah. So yeah, something new. I guess the good, the bad, the ugly, and the foul. What did you guys like? Dislike?
You just like that all didn't also make a current frog was pretty joke.
I liked it.
I'm gonna be
I don't think
honest.
there was anything
I'm gonna be
wrong.
honest. I thought it was going in one direction, and then it didn't. Thought I had it
Yeah.
nailed down. I think
I thought it was going to be a lot darker and they were going to be like eating people in that part. But it didn't get to that.
I thought it was gonna be a lot darker than that.
How could I even do
I
that?
thought Alex was pulling some body horror on me, and that the pigs were the former villagers.
Oh.
That's what I was thinking too, to be honest.
So I would do that shit to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah,
knew
like,
that because Caleb
One
would
was
do
in
that
the
to
kids'
me.
room.
Because I have actually done that. Actually, that wasn't even too long ago.
These are like mongrel folk. They're just weird pig people.
Yeah, but they have very humanoid characteristics. They have like five fingers on each hand. They have human-like feet.
So my theory is that the piggies come from they're technically coming from Vox Hollow, but they're being made up at the Grimwatch.
I don't know what to tell you.
You don't have to tell me anything. I'll find out.
Find out.
I'll find out eventually.
But
Weird.
yeah, it's another spin on the story that I had, like that's here. Yeah, like you guys saw one of these things like very early on, but they are not everywhere. There's a
Those are specifically here.
yes. There's a reason for it too. It's a good reason.
After the long rest, I'm going to be doing an extra D8 points of damage.
Yes, now you can categorize all of your 5th level things, and they'll all roll in. You'll be able to heal all the way up, get all the spell slots for them all that good jazz.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else about the session, guys?
I now have the ability to cast Lesser Restoration.
Much appreciated.
You can
Apparently much needed.
And now you can cure poison anyways with a vial.
Well, it's a one-time
That
use,
includes
but
infection.
Lesser
That's just
Restoration
one-
is also a disease,
Yep.
and I can go to like Mundrick and sell my services for a pretty penny, apparently, because there's an open market there.
20 gold pieces.
Like, oh, you're dying of cancer? Huh. Well, I need your money, otherwise I will Lesser Restoration you.
You know,
That's right. Hey, actually, I can take. Actually, I don't know what to take here. I have a free spell slot. Maybe I should take Invisibility.
You have some time to figure it out, though.
Perhaps I
invisibility is
will.
good if we need to sneak around. We can put it on anybody who's just really bad at sneak.
Me.
Searing Ray is also hella good.
No, I already have Scorching Ray. That's always prepared.
Oh, okay.
I'll actually take Sanctuary. I'm sure that there's a time when I can use that.
Right.
There's some swords.
That reminds me that on Torvin, you just cast Sanctuary at yourself, walked right up on something, and took the dodge action over and over.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I
boy.
got Spirit Guardians up.
Yep.
I mean,
It's funny.
sure.